Warning! The Stone Age Gamer podcast includes a lot of bad language. Cover your motherfucking ears.
Good evening and welcome to the Stone Age Gamer podcast. I am Kris Randazzo and joining me tonight is Disgustomatic Dan Ryan.
Why was everything omatic? What are we doing?
All aboard the SAG Cartoon Express. This month's stop was at the pilot episode of Battletoads. How could a property so clearly inspired by cartoons not get picked up for a series? Let's get warty because the Stone Age Gamer podcast starts now.
I never know where you're going to go except for today. I was 100% confident it was going to be Let's Get Warty.
What's up, Junk Shields? This is episode 586. It's the week of October 3rd, 2025.
Oh, if you miss a week, you miss a lot. I'll tell you. Boy.
For anyone new here, don't worry, Junk Shields is a compliment. And this is the official podcast of the StoneAgeGamer.com. Dan and I talk every week about what's
happening. For a little bit longer, anyway.
If you're going up against Freeze Man, you want to be a Junk Shield. What's happening in the world of video games from a retro gamer's perspective, as well as whatever the hell else is going on in our lives. And speaking of which, Dan, how the hell are you?
Well, I mean, I didn't get raptured. It appears nobody got raptured, Kris.
Yeah, that's the part that I'm more upset about, honestly. I was fine with not being raptured, but I was really hoping a lot of other people would.
Me too. Get these fucking killjoys out of here. Am I right? Like, come on.
Just like the shop,
I want to go back to fucking coconut hookers.
There's traffic all over the place. Like, we really need a good Thanos snap, you know?
Yeah. But like only those people.
What do you mean, you people?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe none of us are worthy, or it wasn't real. They got it wrong.
I don't know. I wasn't getting raptured. We've been doing this podcast for long enough to pretty much seal that.
That's fair enough. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. There is evidence that would be admissible, like, Mr. Ryan and Mr. Randazzo, did you say...
On episode, did you interview Thomas the Tallarico Engine on your podcast, sirs? Immediate disqualification. All right, I heard there were some issues with my audio last week. I think I've got that all ironed out. I did a sound check before I got on the call with Dan, and everything sounded fine. So if my voice is screwed up, I mean, obviously I've been yelling a little bit, so that probably topped out a tad. But that's just because I've been, like I said before we started recording, I've been going through a slow mental collapse for the last, 3.5 years. Yeah. So, I think we're in the end game now. But
so like, if you size queens could maybe back off a little bit.
I'm just saying, I might yell a little bit. It's
what
I've always wondered what it was like round the bend, you know? Like, you always hear about it.
Oh, you found it? Yeah.
What happens when I actually go around the bend? What's it going to be like over there? And I hope they have cookies.
I was going to ask, are there snacks?
Fucking better be.
There better be. There better be. At the very least,
go right back to being sane.
At the very least, there better be some Totino's pizza rolls. This better be like a mid-90s sleepover.
Oh, boy. So, we got a sleepover coming up. We got a couple of sleepovers coming up. I mean, Ellie's, as you know, Ellie's birthday is one day before. You're the second, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, Ellie's on the 1st. So this weekend, tomorrow is the football team's homecoming game, and she's a cheerleader, so that's a whole ass thing. Got to be there at their homecoming game, and all Karen's family's coming in town to surprise Ellie because they can't come next week, which is her actual birthday party. So this week,
that's fun.
They're coming to surprise her, and I'm making pizza for everybody because why the fuck not, right?
Why not?
I'm exhausted. I'm gonna just fall. 2 nights ago, there was a single sound of thunder at 2:45 in the morning. So clearly Naga did not allow me to sleep for the rest of that night. So I was dead to the world yesterday. I mean, I was fucked yesterday. And extra fucked because I was supposed to record a theater near you on Wednesday night where we were going to talk about double Ice Cube. We're talking Triple X State of the Union and War of the Worlds. And holy shit, we talked about War of the Worlds. But bad stuff. But then I got offered Quizzo. And I was like, well, I really can't because I'm dying. I really need not a night off. I don't get nights off. But by the time I'm done, cleaning up after dinner and putting the kids to bed, it's like 9 o'clock. So I get like maybe an hour of like maybe watching a TV show or attempting to play a video game before I go to sleep and then wake up at 5 to go back to the gym.
Right.
But I really needed that, that 1 hour kind of a thing. But Quizzo pays money and we need money.
It does indeed.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'm going to do it because we need the money. But we need a new washer and dryer because I'm getting real sick of walking over to the laundromat. I went out. I went out and I hosted Quizzo. It was relatively merciful, but then I didn't get any sleep, and it was back to school night. And that wasn't even it because there was also so that was Wednesday, and that was Wednesday was something else too because Wednesday I go to the gym. And I'm exhausted, right? Because it was Tuesday night that the thunderstorm was. So Wednesday I go to the gym.
Naturally.
On almost no sleep. And I make it through the whole day. And then Quizzo's going to happen. And, but before that, sorry, my brain Swiss cheese. After I get home from the gym, Ellie and John are just like, can we ride our bikes to school today? You said we'd try to do it this week. And I'm like, fun. Yes, let's do it. Let's go ahead and ride our bikes to school.
Do it.
Let's do it. So we do that. I was like, as long as you can get your shit together so that we can leave early enough to get there on time, let's do this thing. So we hop on our bikes and we make it to school on time with time to spare, actually. They kicked ass. We did it. It was wonderful. It was a really lovely ride. I rode back in about half the time it took us to get there because, Ellie's still relatively slow on her bike. But that was fine. But and before we left, I checked the weather. I was like, all right, it's not going to rain until later. But that didn't happen. The wind picked up, and it started raining as we were riding home from school. So before that happened,
fun!
Before that happened, I was like, "All right." I checked the weather. I got everything together. I'm not forgetting anything. I just can't shake this feeling that there's a reason I shouldn't be doing this today. But I'm tired. Who the fuck cares? Let's go. So we did it, and then I came home, and I remembered why they shouldn't have ridden their bikes to school because today was Ellie's playdate with her friend Aurora. And I was like, crap. So I texted her mom and was like, so we rode our bikes to school because I'm a jackass. And would you mind just driving Aurora and hanging out for a few minutes so that we can, hang so that we can ride our bikes home and then they can have the playdate? Yeah. She's like, sure. I don't mind. That sounds like fun. And because she loves my dogs. So she's like, oh no, I get to come in and hang out with your dogs for a few minutes instead of working. That sounds terrible. So she
what? The worst thing in the world ever.
Yes,
oh no.
Horrible torture. So she goes to my house. We start riding home. And it starts drizzling, and then halfway through the ride, the sky just tears open, and it's pouring rain on us. And I'm like, shit, Ellie's going to be crying, but no, she thinks it's hilarious. But we're just getting...
Of course, because it is funny.
Getting fucking pelted by rain. And I'm like, I just call up Erica, I'm like, yo, could you come get the kids? And she was like, I am on my way. So she rides over to the bike path that we were on. She picks up the kids, and I'm like, no, I'm going to ride my bike home because I got to get into my car and come back and get their bikes, and my bike isn't going to fit with their bikes in a single ride. Probably. Oh, I'm already soaking wet anyway.
You didn't carry the bikes, one in each arm, as you were riding hands-free?
I haven't been going to the
Kris.
gym that long. So I ride home fast as I can in the pouring rain. I hop off my bike, get into my car, drive back, get their bikes, throw them in the back of the car, then come home, then start preparing for trivia while I'm drying my freaking clothes, make dinner, go out to trivia, come home, try my damn. I mean, I am so fucking dead at this point. Well, no.
Yeah.
All right. I'm so fucking dead at this point. I get decent sleep. Then it's Thursday, right? Because today's Friday. So Thursday happens, and it's a relatively normal day, except I'm unfathomably tired. And right, the thunderstorm wasn't the thunderstorm with Naga wasn't on Tuesday. That was on Wednesday night when all the rain was there, because I was so tired yesterday that I fell asleep while recording the podcast. But thankfully, Sean and Paul didn't know that. I started saying, I have no idea what happened for half the show. And we're just I'm gonna edit it, so it's gonna be fine. But I was nodding the fuck off. It's all good. I just I just lost it. It was because it was over. That was it for me. It was just over.
Yeah.
We did back to school night, and then I came home and did the podcast. So, right, we came home. We had to do dinner a little bit early. My mom came over and watched the kids, which made me really happy that she was up to doing that, because that's, she's recovering. Right. Things are going well.
Yeah.
But then, came home, finished up all the dishes, cleaned up everything else, went to bed, and it was 11 o'clock, which is really kind of later than I wanted it to be, considering how I was going off of 2.5 hours of sleep or something like that. I was toast. And this was after already being exhausted from everything else in the week. And then I was in bed for, I was out, because I'm kind of a light sleeper. Ever since the kids were babies, right? Because
right.
I always wanted to try to take as much of the horrors of parenthood off of Karen's shoulders. And so I became a very, very light sleeper very quick. So anytime a kid wakes up or opens a door or a dog walks down the hallway or something like that, I always wake up. It's just instinct. I'm fuck, what's going on?
You're like that episode of Family Guy where somebody touches the thermostat and the neighbor comes over. Hey, Peter, my thing went off. Somebody touching the thermostat.
So I was so tired, that did not happen. So when Ellie had a bad dream and woke me up at, I want to say, midnight, she scared the fuck out of me. I darted out of bed hi, what? And it's just that. I had a bad dream. It's all right, champ, come on in. So Ellie gets into bed, and she's all snuggly and cute, and it's all wonderful, except I'm now waking up every 2 hours. So
of course,
here I am today, this is on top of a bunch of other nonsense that's going on in my life. And I had my first therapy appointment on Wednesday morning, and that was a lot because, I've never been to therapy before. I didn't really know what to expect. I didn't know if I was going to get along with this woman. And more than anything, without going into too much detail, but more than anything, I am afraid that I'm the bad guy. And I was afraid that going to therapy was going to confirm that everything that's going wrong in my life is actually my fault, and I'm the bad guy, and I just need to deal with that for the rest of my life. And
right.
Fortunately, that was not the case. That my therapist was you got to knock that shit off because it's just patently false. And I have all the reasons for why that was patently false, but I don't believe it myself, right? I say all these things. Logically, of course, that's what it is.
Sure.
But also, I don't believe it. Logic doesn't have anything to do with my brain. Of course, I'm doing everything wrong. Of course, I am the reason.
Of course.
So, it's my fault. And it was really something else to hear it, not just from as I've talked to friends about this stuff before, and they're always no, you're crazy, stop that. But
we're supposed to tell you that you're a good person, except for me. I think you're a fucking twat.
Exactly. But to hear it from,
you're not a bad guy.
To be look, my professional opinion is that you're not a piece of shit. You're actually a pretty okay guy, and that was something. But I was kind of a mess before it, and kind of a mess after it, and
sure.
So here I am. It's Friday. I had a lot of work stuff to do to catch up on because the week had been getting away from me, and I had to make dinner tonight, and I forgot that Karen had something else to do this evening. So I was making sesame chicken, and I decided that I had chicken thighs are cheaper than chicken breast, so I was like,
and better.
Let's go with chicken thighs this time instead of chicken breast. I know that the recipe calls for chicken breast, but let's go with chicken thighs. And when Karen was like, yeah, but when you get the cheaper chicken thighs, you got to like cut out the bones and remove the skin. And I'm like, all right,
yeah,
I'm gonna.
There's a little bit of I actually know that part. There's a little bit of cleaning in the chicken thighs.
There's work to do, so I need to make sure I add enough time to account for that. And I got caught up on some stuff with work that I needed to get done at that time. It's like I just rushing to get through it to the best of my ability. Got it done.
Right.
Walked Hopper. And that was my mistake. It's like, I need to walk this dog. And if I don't do it now, I'm not going to get a chance to give him a second walk, and that's not the end of the world. But also, I got to be a good dog dad. Let's get the dog out for a walk. I'll just try to make a quick one. So I get out there, I get home, I start working on the chicken, and it takes about 25 minutes longer than I thought it would to debone this chicken, because I've never actually done it before. And I know how much you love handling raw meat. But
oh God, it's nothing I like better.
Favorite thing. I did okay, but it just took longer than I expected to do it because my knives are awful and they're not very sharp. So it was very difficult to kind of get it done properly, but I did get it done. But dinner was late, and I was like, it's fine. I'll take Ellie to cheer, and then I'll eat when I get back, and you can eat. I'll make your dinner first. You can eat. I'll take Ellie to cheer. I'll come back. I'll eat. I'll get on the podcast. But Karen was like, no, I got to go to this thing. They'll have snacks there. I'll eat when I get back. And I'm like, fuck. I can't get dinner on the table on time. And I forgot she had this thing tonight, and I just didn't get it done. So if I had gotten it done earlier, she could have eaten before she went to that thing. And now I've made her day worse, and I was so fucking mad at myself because I could have skipped that walk with Hopper. I could have said, fuck it, let's just use chicken breast that doesn't involve me deboning things. I could have made these other decisions, but I was trying to make the frugal decision to get a different kind of chicken that costs less money, that's just a little bit of extra work. Because of that, I fucked up the timing, and she had to go to this thing without eating dinner, and So I finished the hour and a half process of getting all the sesame chicken done, and it was fine. I overcooked the broccoli, whatever. It was pretty tasty, but I don't think the chicken thigh meat didn't really make much of a difference over the chicken breast meat as far as like the frying it and covering it in the sauce. So at the end of the day, I really just should have used the chicken breast. Whatever. Lesson learned, but then I had to clean up the kitchen afterwards because cooking Chinese food is like there's 400 ingredients involved in everything.
Oh yeah,
all these different measurements.
There's a lot.
So it's like you got to make all these things. I didn't want her to be a giant mess when she came home from the thing that she's at. So I was like, all right, then I got to clean this up, and then I got to get downstairs and get on the podcast. And she's just going to pick up Ellie after cheer, and it's just all a fucking mess. And so I'm here, I'm on the podcast, we're going to talk about fucking Battletoads, it's going to be great, and then I'm going to go to bed for 15 minutes, and when I wake up, it's going to be cleaning the house because the in-laws are coming, so I got to make sure that the laundry gets started, and that the floors are vacuumed, that the guest room is ready for all the sleepovers, that the kids' rooms are ready to go, and I don't know when they're showing up, because who the fuck knows when these people show up, you never know, so they could be here at 10 o'clock in the morning, they could be here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we don't know. And we've also got the game, right? So we're going to go to the game, and then I got to make pizza dough before the game so that it rises while we're at the game. Then get back, make pizzas for everybody, then clean up after the pizzas for everybody because Karen's family's in town, so she's going to be hanging out with them. So I'm responsible for cooking and cleaning up dinner. And then when I'm finally done with that, I can go to bed for another 15 minutes so that I can wake up in the morning and make sure that breakfast is taken care of for all the people that are staying in my house, that the kids get fed and the adults get fed because there's a Steelers game on at 9:30 in the morning, and they're all going to watch the Steelers game instead of doing any of the other stuff. So I've got to make, at the very least, clean up after breakfast and make sure that everybody's got what they need for the Steelers game. And then by the time that is done, then I can catch up on taking all the stuff over to the laundromat because Karen can't take stuff to the laundromat because her foot is hurt. So I'm going to carry all the laundry over to the laundromat, get that taken care of during the Steelers game, make sure that that's all gets folded and taken care of, and all the rest of the chores get taken care of, and the kids are ready to go to school on Monday, and then Monday starts. Right back into it. I have no time time. I am so overwhelmed, and there's just no fucking end. There is no end to it. And that's on top of me just dealing with the other shit that I'm going to therapy for in the first place, and I have no time to deal with that. So, Battletoads.
I think what would be best for everyone would be to move on and start talking about Battletoads.
I think that's a great idea. I think it's time for us to board the Cartoon Express.
Because I love you. Let's talk about Battletoads.
Choo-choo, motherfuckers. All aboard the SAG Cartoon Express. This week we're talking about Battletoads. If you're unfamiliar with the Stone Age Gamer Cartoon Express, ooh, there's a noise happening. Is that you?
No. What? Well, I mean, gone. Okay, then yes, it was me, and I've stopped doing the thing. Oh, God. Jesus, sorry.
You certainly did not stop me.
That was me. That was so ever since what did I have removed? What did they take out of me? My gallbladder. I almost said colon, but that definitely isn't it. I still have that. Ever since I've had my gallbladder removed, that was like a baby burp for me. I have been keeping them off the podcast for years now because I will be sitting down and I'll just get up to go to the bathroom or something, and it will be like a fucking just like a Barney from The Simpsons, but times 20, and the whole family, they look at me and they're like, "Are you all right?" And I was like, I don't even feel like I have to burp. It's not like I'm like, "Oh God, I'm so good," right? I'm so gassy. Fuck, here it comes. That's not what it is. I'll just be like, so anyway, I was, and then, it's the fucking wildest thing, man. It's so fucking strange. Anyway, yeah, so choo-choo motherfuckers, all aboard the SAG Cartoon Express where, boy, Kris.
That little story about burping you told was better than Battletoads.
So, all right. So,
we got to get the basics.
Yeah, no, all right. Do it. Yeah, every month. Do it the right way.
We board the SAG Cartoon Express. We talk about a cartoon based on a video game property, and I had been looking forward to this one because I had never actually seen it before, and I'm a big Battletoads fan. Battletoads originally aired Thanksgiving weekend in 1992, and it didn't get picked up for series, so it was part of this package that this one cable company would air around Thanksgiving weekend. Surprising it didn't get picked up for series with the amount of quality on display here in animation, in voice acting, and really everything. But this is my favorite thing about this. In a super bizarre coincidence, the cartoon was written by David Wise.
I saw that, and I was like,
David Wise.
Okay, so it wasn't
guy.
Him.
So David Wise, the guy who did the music for Battletoads, did not write this cartoon, but another guy named David Wise did. What are the odds?
I mean, probably not very high.
I mean, they're 100% because it happened. But right?
I mean, if you're betting, take the over because it actually did happen. So it's a pretty easy bet to make, actually.
But that just cracks me up.
That's wild. I thought it for sure it was the same guy.
Right, because how could it not be? How many people are named David Wise? How many people could be involved in Battletoads that have the same name?
That's not like a common last name.
No, really not. Especially not paired with that first name. It's just like, what are we doing here? This is very
If I had a nickel for every time David Wise worked on Battletoads, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it is weird that it happened twice.
What's the other Doctor Who one? Is 6 a lot? Depends on what you're talking about. What is it, like apples? No. Murders?
Yeah. Yes.
Anyway, holy shit! This was an experience.
So this before you tear this apart, as you rightfully should, this was not as bad as I was expecting it to be. Given
really,
that
I was expecting it to be worse. I mean, sorry, I was expecting it to be better because it's Battletoads. It basically, it kind of writes itself.
Sure, but knowing that this didn't get picked up to series, like, it was not good by any stretch of the imagination, but it is not the worst thing that we've watched. And those other things all were in series. So, like, I was like, fuck, this one didn't even get picked up. Jesus Christ, how bad could this be? And it's bad, and it's dumb. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. That's the only saving grace for it, is that it could have been worse. Because
your nose could have been gushing blood.
Your nose could have been gushing blood. It's not. Fucking take the win, man. Take the W and move on.
Yeah, I mean, I will admit, I didn't want to die while I was watching it.
Yeah, like this. So, like, Donkey Kong Country is so much worse than this.
Donkey Kong Country is like, look, this is bad, but I feel like,
this is bad, but was this really any worse than Darkstalkers? Like, it was cheaply made because it was a pilot, and there were some instances, like, where the backgrounds were missing, and the story was dumb, like, don't add, don't change, why are they, let's get warty, let's get normal, like, that's stupid, you wrote that down and, like, got that past somebody, you could have used, like, some more quality, but, like, is this any worse than Darkstalkers? I don't know that it is.
I don't either. You know why? Because I can't remember Darkstalkers at all.
Right.
I have no memory of that cartoon.
And that was a whole fucking series, and there was a spaceship and the weird perspective changes all the time.
Wasn't even a year ago.
Wasn't
even a year ago, and it has left, it has left my brain. It's just gone.
That's good. No, I mean, that's not a bad thing. So, all right, anyway, so go ahead, walk us through the episode, and like, rightfully so, there's plenty to tear apart in this show, because it does suck. Like,
First
0 out of 10, do not recommend.
Yeah,
however,
watch this. But, like, why? Okay, first off, why are they kids that can turn into Battletoads?
My guess for that would be that somebody was thinking toy line of, like, we can build in a gimmick of, like, a changey gimmick, right? Because, like, you remember the Power Rangers, the Morpher figures where you would, like, flip the arm around and it would go from, like, the teenager head to the battle helmet? That's my guess, is that there was some sort of, like, they're the kids and then you put, like, a plastic suit over something. It seemed toy focused to me. But maybe
you know
not.
what it was?
I don't know.
It was a big fat pile
it was a
of bullshit.
bad idea. Yeah, it was a dumb idea.
It was completely unnecessary. Like, the Battletoads, it's space aliens. They're all right.
I love that the principal is talking to the three kids who eventually become the legendary warrior Battletoads, and he's like, "I forbid you to see each other." Like, the principal's in here fucking cock blocking this fucking polyamorous relationship. Like, don't tell these three young men they can't fucking do a triangle of doom. They do whatever they want.
He's just like, you three are the worst pieces of shit to ever walk through this. You guys are fucking losers. And I'm like, whoa.
You guys suck.
You guys are making Mr. Crook from Captain Underpants look like a good guy. This is terrible.
Have you tried not being drippy fucking nerds? Has that crossed your mind? Why is your hair pink, you fucking dick? That was the subtext of the principal's conversation. Why is your hair pink? Why do you have glasses? Why are you a fat fuck? What's wrong with all three of you?
So then they move on to, like, the three of them going off to, like, be terrible. And, like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
The only one, I don't even remember what the fat kid went to go play basketball and broke the basketball hoop or something. But he seemed like he was pretty fucking good at it.
He did. Like, he fucking trucked everybody and could apparently dunk for To quote one of my favorite movies of all time, and legit, it's one of my favorite movies, A Guy Thing. You know, for a man his size, he's so nimble.
I thought that was impressive.
You wouldn't think it for a man his size.
I can't believe that he's not being recruited for the football team. Like, because they're not going to care how dumb he is. They're like, oh my gosh, the coaches at that school are missing out.
They really are. The dumber, the better.
Seriously, if the principal of the school is like, no, this kid's a loser, get him away from everybody, and not being like, get that kid in a helmet, we're going to get so much money from local governments and scholarships for this kid, like, make this happen. Like, no, completely. See, that's where I started to not believe the realism of the show. That's where the suspension.
That's where the bloom was off the rose. Right at that moment.
That was it.
Jesus.
So what did the kid with the glasses do? He was
the pink-haired kid. He went to make posters. Yeah.
And then he made a poster that was some weird looking thing, and the girl was really offended by it. She broke the painting over his head, and then everybody laughed as she walked away. So
and she called him ugly. She said that's the ugliest thing I've seen other than you. And everybody else was like, ha ha, you fucking piece of shit.
That's hilarious. So clearly this school is full of horrible people. But the one that really got me was
it is
the nerdy
Oxnard.
Kid. All right. I've heard that place is terrible.
Oh my God.
I've heard all about it.
Rife with bullies.
Yeah. The third kid somehow finds the self-destruct button on the computer
as he's arguing about maybe being good at organizing. What were you organizing?
Stuff and spreadsheets and computers. You just got to teach me how to. And then the computer exploded.
Yeah. The fucking screen fell out of the monitor, which is of the case, which is not how that works.
No,
it couldn't go forward. There's a lip. You know how much I love lips, Kris, and there's a lip there.
Serious ass lip problems.
To keep it in.
So
grippy. Sorry. Anyway,
then they head off to they head off to my favorite locale, the Stop and Scarf, which
not a bad name.
Nah,
I mean if you're making up a name for like a fictional like fucking quick stop 7-Eleven, Stop and Scarf, it was the 90s.
Not bad at it. That's not so. That's not so bad. I'm actually kind of surprised the Stop and Scarf isn't a real thing. Not surprised, more disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not going to be with that attitude.
No.
It's going to stay fictional.
Series. No. So inside the Stop and Scarf, there's some arcade games that have no buttons, which is really cool. And then then the alien bird shows up.
Dr. T-Bird?
Yeah, Dr. T-Bird.
Dr. T, like Tiberius?
Professor T-Bird.
Professor, sorry. Doctor.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm looking at the NES instruction manual.
Different branch of study.
To reinforce the notion that these are in fact Battletoads and not kids that turn into Battletoads.
Right.
That's nowhere to be found in the original instruction manual.
No. Shocking.
So everyone reacts to this talking bird surprisingly well.
Yeah. So like, all right. Well, I mean, to be fair, he does show up with a hot blonde.
A hot blonde who is apparently immune to freezers.
Yeah.
Because that dude threw a freezer at her, and then she was inside of it with a popsicle.
Yeah. She was putting in work on that fucking popsicle, Kris.
Yes, she was.
I got way more excited about this show when that happened. I was like, all right, now I'm kind of in. And then the evil queen shows up and looked like she was going to spank her, and I'm like, all right, I see what you're doing.
Look, all right. Look.
Something for the dads. I get it.
We got 3 Battletoads. We've got kinky aliens. This show's got.
How did this not get picked up?
Exactly. Then they went to go talk to the teacher.
Blonde dominatrix,
who was wearing what looked like a variation of Rocco's shirt from Rocco's Modern Life.
while we were watching, Tiff was like, did the people who work on Rocko's Modern Life work on this? Because that's the same fucking shirt.
It's very similar. Exactly. I think they just stole their markers.
I mean,
so they bring the bird and the princess over to this guy's house, and they're like, here's all the stuff that you're going to need, including this car. We just have a spare car.
We just have a spare fucking convertible fucking Ford that we're just going to roll out here.
It's fine. You can fix it. You're a space bird.
Yeah.
That's how that works. And then at some point, I wrote down there was a $4.75 an hour minimum wage.
Yeah, the princess has to go get a job.
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah. I know. Now we're up to $7.25. Son of a bitch. Yeah, smoking hot princess has to go get a fucking job at a donut shop, and there is the money shot. The money shot is in the cartoon. The money shot's in everything. It's not just in porn, kids. It's fucking everywhere. She gets jelly all over her face, neck, and chest. Like, it's there. They do it.
So I wrote, this show is hideous because holy shit, is it hideous.
It's pretty ugly,
I also wrote that they did manage to stuff some game things into the show, like the twirly, the twirly pink phallus that they had to climb.
Why is that a giant dick? And why did they say the shaft? You got to enter at the base and work your way up the shaft. Like, I mean, I don't want you to enter the base, but I do want you to start at the base and work your way up the shaft. That is sometimes how I prefer it. Why was it pink and not purple? Because you weren't gripping hard enough. Anyway.
Because that's the color from the game. And they could turn their hands into stuff like they did in the game. There was a lot of surf rock.
There's a lot of surf rock, even though the one kid claimed to be into metal.
Yeah.
It was like, here's some heavy metal. And then it was like, oh, Dick Dale? Like, what? What are we doing? I fucking love Pulp Fiction. Don't get me wrong, but, man, Dick Dale is not heavy metal.
And it also was not in any way resembled the music from the game. So,
no,
not sure
not even a little bit.
Then
there were no video game sounds. They didn't use any of the sound effects from the game, which I thought was like a big missed opportunity.
Really, they just seemed to have like a very, very loose grip of what the game was and then just kind of rolled from there, which is kind of sad. The principal was about to eat what looked like a 2-foot-tall lettuce sandwich.
It was a fucking Dagwood sandwich, man, like, which is a reference that not a lot of the younger audience members aren't going to get, but because Dagwood
there didn't appear to be anything on it but lettuce.
I mean,
slices of bread and lettuce.
They give the fucking princess organic beans.
Right.
Whatever the fuck he gives her. So it was
organic bean sprouts or something. And
that was and a kale sandwich for the principal because it's fucking Oxnard. It's a bunch of bullies and fucking California people. You fucking West Coasters.
You mentioned sounds. And towards the end of the episode, every time the Battletoads walked or jumped, every step sounded like somebody was like, what's that noise? Like a flagpole or one of those little doorstop things. Like getting a stick getting twanged. That doesn't make any sense at all. Like that's not what a jumping sound effect would ever be. Like if you're bouncing off of a diving board, maybe like a cartoony diving board, maybe. But that's not. It didn't make any sense. I was so mad. And then it ended and it said the beginning. And then we get to hear the theme song, which is just dreadful. And not even based off of the super cool. David Wise wrote some great music for Battletoads. Why didn't David Wise use any of David Wise's music?
Fucking David Wise.
David.
This was hot garbage. It was hot garbage. It's not going to be at the bottom of our list. It's not.
I don't think you're wrong. God, well, we haven't watched Donkey Kong Country yet, so like
I know.
So let's put this. Where are we? Is this better than Train Game?
Yeah. That was so stupid and so bad.
Yeah.
With the fucking the weird like Bigfoot and the weird like whatever the fuck all of that was. That
all right? Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Just
it's so bad.
Was it worse than Samurai's Honor?
Which one was Samurai's Honor?
That's Darkstalkers. And part of me wants to say this was worse because just the general concept of everything was so garish.
But not by much. Like this very much felt like we're making a pilot with the best that we can do without the money that we would have getting picked up to series. Because there were certainly things like the fight when they're in the stop and scarf. There's literally no background for most of that entire thing. It's just white. Like they're just fighting against a white backdrop, which is super weird. Like the animation wasn't great, but it wasn't awful. You know, I would certainly love to see the 4K upscale of this. That's really what I would need to reserve my judgment on.
There was a Battletoad butt crack, and I think that seals its fate, to be perfectly honest with you.
That is fair. That is fair.
I mean, now, if we were talking like, if this was a Double Dragon cartoon and we got to see a green Abobo's ass, now that's top of the list material.
That's an ass of a different color. That's what that
exactly.
is.
That's an ass of a different color. This though,
yeah. I mean,
it's right.
So what is above Darkstalkers?
Pac-Man, and I don't think this topped Pac-Man.
No, this isn't better than Pac-Man.
Yeah.
I would argue that this and Darkstalkers are relatively interchangeable. Which, again, as I said earlier, surprises the shit out of me. I thought this was going to be so much worse.
I want to say I remember there being things about Darkstalkers that were kind of funny, but I don't remember where my notes are. Or like there was like a decent theme song or something. Like there was something. Darkstalkers had at least a redeeming quality.
Backgrounds.
That's true. This did not have redeeming qualities, other than like such stunning mediocrity in many of ways.
Yeah,
that I guess it could have been worse. Is the best thing I could say about it.
Yeah,
but it shouldn't have gone this poorly.
It just really shouldn't have. There's just some really curious decisions, like especially considering that at the time the Ninja Turtles already worked. You didn't need the kids turning into the thing. And like I said, I think maybe it had to do with some toys where like maybe you even sell both of the figures. I could be way off on that. I have no idea, obviously. But like the Ninja Turtles as a concept, they weren't kids that turned into Ninja like that. We were already comfortable with that whole fucking thing. Wingnut and Screwloose and Mondo Gecko and Napoleon Bonafrog and Usagi Yojimbo and the fucking Panda Okan and all that shit that was happening on the Turtles cartoon. This could have just been the Battletoads. And it would have been fine.
Put them in space.
Yeah.
We don't need to
put them in space. Nuns in space.
That was part of the draw of the damn game. Is you go to all these weird environments, all these weird alien creatures and stuff.
Yeah, and like all the bad guys were in there, and the rats were in there, and like all that.
Yeah, they put some stuff from the game in there. The evil queen turned into a tornado, like she did in the game.
Yeah, that was cool.
There was some things, but other things were just like completely divorced from it. I don't.
Yeah.
So, all right. We're putting it right above Video Power, but not quite Darkstalkers.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's close.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's 8 down. Woof. All right.
Woof, indeed.
Let's do the feedback first, and then we'll pick our next episode.
Okay. Where do you want to start? We'll go back and forth. You don't got to read all of them. Why is Press Your Luck there? Holy shit. What's happening?
No, I'll read all these because you're going to read all the week-old news.
Oh, that's fair. Okay. I'll shut up then.
For now, I think we should work on week old news where we can do maybe a little like weekend update kind of thing where we take turns. But
yeah,
maybe we'll try that tonight. Maybe we won't. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's right. Regardless, it'll be psychotronic. Newsotronic? I don't know. There was a lot of tronics. I didn't care for that.
I didn't care for any of this. All right, so this was... all right. I'm just going to go right from after I said what the next stop on the Cartoon Express was. Duroc Pig says, in a world where you had so many anthropomorphic cartoons like Ninja Turtles, Cowboys of Moo Mesa, and Biker Mice from Mars, I feel like Battletoads should have been a slam dunk. I agree, Duroc Pig, but why on earth did they make them transform from the most annoying teenagers on the planet? I feel like it actually had potential, but they fumbled the ball so badly with poor animation and just making the main characters so incredibly obnoxious. Yeah, spot on. Nailed it, Duroc Pig.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more. And then Chronodin said someone actually drew this and thought, yep, that's what the teeth of a toad person should look like. I know that doesn't make for great podcasting, but trust me, it's disgusting.
Yeah, it's bad.
So Chronodin continues, so I did the same thing last year when we got Video Power, and as Dan did this time, in that I watched the wrong episode and then had to go watch the right one. The ironic thing is, and I didn't get around to watching for this last episode and didn't realize this until listening to the show, the wrong episode I watched was the one we were supposed to watch this week. Oh, so look at that. He's talking about the previous one. And when it eventually lands on Donkey Kong Country again, he put the whammy sound effect. So anyways, back to Hoobity Boobity. Let's talk about actual Battletoads. Okay, so I just hit P2 Mc28 says, I just hit up YouTube to see if it was there, and 10 seconds in, my first thought, what in the Beach Boys?
Yep.
All right, watching this bit by bit as I grab a few minutes here and there. Wait, are these kids going to get turned into toads? Oh no. This crazy. Why is any of this like this? Oh boy, Oxnard? I live near there. Good grief, this is so on the nose it hurts. Okay, gotta interrupt the stream notes to drop this screen grab. And, yep, it's what you... It's the Dark Queen grabbing the princess, and it says sloppy in the background. Like, that happened.
Yeah. They know what I'm into.
Wait, don't throw that. The princess is right. Oh, well, okay. There's so much I can't keep up with it. It's constant ridiculousness. The art, the music, the action, it's all too much. And the most unbelievable part? They win too easily. And is that the Full House font for the beginning? It is the Full House font for the beginning.
I think so.
The beginning instead of the end. That is totally the Full House font. It says, man, I need to go play some Battletoads to get this out of my system. I feel I've been violated. And I checked. It isn't that David Wise, but he is basically responsible for the Ninja Turtles cartoon and a few episodes of Batman the Animated Series, which is freaking terrifying.
That is terrifying. Yeah.
Let's see here. It's close to the Full House font. Genix says, it's too scrunched to be the Full House font. Of course, maybe it's a weird aspect ratio thing. Please don't ask me any more about my knowledge of Full House. Oh, we're gonna.
Oh, yeah. No, we're going to need... join us next week as we interview Genix as to his fucking obsession with Full House.
How rude.
How?
Okay. I couldn't think of any other taglines from that show.
Cut
it out.
There it is.
Hi, sweetie.
My teddy bear.
All right. Chronodin left no small number of notes here, and we're going to read them all. Chronodin says, my thoughts on this episode. Ah, yes, the ever-persistent demand from executives that there must be a real-life connection. Those toads can't just be toads. Make them kids that transform into giant, muscular, anthropomorphic toads whose hands can transform into tools and weapons. That's much more believable.
Much.
I feel like usually the animation quality for the intro sequence is notably better than the rest of the episode, whether it's a different animation studio or just that they took more time, more budget, whatever. But it's not great in the intro here, and that has me moderately concerned.
It just was the episode.
No, Princess Angelica. Let me remind you of the thing you already know for purposes of exposition. Does her necklace thing just happen to have a toad icon? That's not strange in the least. Oh, well, apparently the Battletoads were legendary, so I have to assume that's why that was there. Quote,
oh, yes.
Nebulous, dense electromagnetic field is a lot of syllables for someone with that voice to say. It would be funnier if they did the joke where the character is portrayed as dumb, but then says something way smarter than we expect, except that this is the very first thing he says, and they don't even acknowledge the nebulous, dense mouthful of syllables he just barfed out. Principal, you three are the biggest losers in the history of this school. Yikes. Did that one just go, greetings, fellow kids?
He did! Man, I forgot to... That was actually put it above Darkstalkers. That fucking kicks it up a notch. I forgot about that. Hey, fellow kids. Why did he have that voice? Why was everything cosmic, and why did he talk like that?
Yeah, that was one of the weirdest things, was his, like, way of saying things were cosmic. Oh, they're calling him Toad. Totally I get cosmic. It because he becomes a toad. How clever. Hey,
spoilers!
He was able to make a computer literally explode with just a few keystrokes. That could be a useful skill. I agree.
Yeah, right?
The genetic essence of Battletoads. Ew.
Yeah, so, like, frog cum? Like, is that what we're saying? I just...
What is it? The genetic emphasis. What does that mean? And then he has it in a spray bottle. He just a seltzer bottle.
He douses those children in frog cum. Never mind. This goes right to the top of the list, Chris. I didn't realize how much I like this episode.
They transform off screen because anything's possible in the cutaway. If the scene where she's attacking this planet and blasting holes in the building were done well with the right music, it could have been legitimately exciting. So, the Dark Queen just picks up the princess. Doesn't she have goons for that? For some of these shots, they didn't even bother drawing a background. It's literally just white.
Yep.
Quote, psychotronic. Oh god, so half of the show is going to be them in their dorky human forms? Sure, that's definitely why people would tune into this show. Psychotronic count? 2. I simply can't imagine what could possibly turn people off with a catchphrase like, let's get warty. The villains in this really love picking up the princess like a mannequin. True. Not even a Back to the Future reference can save this show. Also true. So on one hand, the whole plan was to distract the Toads by attacking them, and the unguarded princess at the same time is actually not a bad one. Yeah, no, you're right. But on the other hand, why didn't the Dark Queen just, take the necklace from the princess, and then she just stood there spinning in a tornado while they destroyed her very obvious power source thing? I don't know. Maybe the thing that bothers me the most...
All of these are good questions.
Just raising some good points. The thing that bothers me most with the animation is how the enemy bull person's head keeps changing size randomly. It's not any kind of ability, it's just the animation style, but it's way worse for him than anyone else, including the shape-shifting Battletoads. She's going to destroy the planet starting with the mall. I just can't even with this show.
It was the 90s. They were a lot more important.
The malls were especially in California culture, they were the center.
Oh my God. And I've seen the documentary Clueless.
She just had them on fire on the Toads inside the flying saucer, and they destroyed their own ship. My God. Yeah, that was pretty dumb. Sorry, you said Clueless, which made me think of Paul Rudd, which made me think of, did you see the trailer for Anaconda?
Yes. That is going to be the greatest movie ever made.
So
it's such a good idea. Dear God.
It looks incredible. All right, back to Chronodin's notes here. And she just, I actually kind of appreciate that they didn't even bother with any kind of secret identities. They're just like, nope, look what we can do. And
check this shit out.
Sounds like the Beach Boys, because of course it does. I thought it couldn't get worse than Video Power. I was wrong. This was pretty miserable. I'm honestly looking forward to the next Donkey Kong Country episode at this point. See, I'm with Chronodin. Like, yes, Video Power was really bad, but I found this one to be more offensive to me. But I'm okay with the middle ground. I think we just keep it between Video Power and P2 Mc28 responded, your inability to keep counting psychotronics because the show is so I can't even is very much how I feel too. Chronogen said, I honestly lost count. I had to rewatch a scene because I was typing and couldn't remember if I counted that one or not. It's all a blur. Or should have been, because this would have been way better if I had been drinking. And last but not least, PeterBig28 said, one thing that drove me crazy, Rash's glasses. You could see his eyes the entire time, making him look super dorky. The Battletoads are supposed to be badasses, but this one's simple design choice just ruins Rash, among other things. Yes, indeed.
Indubitably. Yeah, so again, please do not misunderstand me. I am not saying that this was good. I'm shocked that it wasn't worse, is all I mean to say.
All right, here we go. It's time to spin the wheel. Let's see what the next stop on the SAG Cartoon Express is going to be. We got a lot of winners left. Here we go.
Spin the wheel, make a deal.
Spinning. Here it goes. Here we go. It's slowing down. Oh, it's another one we haven't watched. It landed on Dragon's Lair.
Oh.
Huh.
Wow, do I not think that's going to go well.
Watch it be a frickin' masterpiece. All right, let's go.
My God. There's just no possible way that is true. There's just no way.
Ye of little faith. Come on, it could be great.
It could be. It's not going to be. But it could be.
All right, so we're going to look up Dragon's Lair. And let's pick a random episode of Dragon's Lair. Here we are. It ran for 13 episodes. So
ran for 7 seasons, shockingly.
Shuffle. What is the episode? All right, here we are. We have landed on Dragon's Lair, Season 1, Episode 8, The Girl from Crow's Wood. That is your homework, everybody. Dragon's Lair, Season 1, Episode 8, The Girl from Crow's Wood. And with that, we're going to take ourselves a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to find out what's new in week-old news. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer podcast from DK.com. Stick around.
Now we're super close, words and all. We were strange, but now we're strangers, and we're facing up to danger.
And now here's a quick look at what's new in the gratuitous rainbow spectrum at StoneAgeGamer.com.
Back at it. Commercials. They're back. I wrote them. Fuck you if they're not funny. First, there are, Chris, a metric fuck ton
you fucked
of game
up already,
trailers.
because the first one is first up. It's
First
been that
up.
way for years. You son of a bitch.
You're right. You're right. Third up. We'll do the third one first. Finally, your mother. First up, there are a metric fuck ton of games that are released every year, and a metric, I already fucked up what I'm reading, and a metric fuck ton of trailers that are released seemingly every week. No, it's not. This is difficult, but it's my first time. Go slow, use a lot of lube. Seemingly every week.
Enter the shaft.
Start at the base,
climb the
work
shaft.
your way up the shaft. Don't enter the base. That's gonna hurt.
With the yellow stick sticking out of it, just like in real life.
There's nothing to enter in the base. You got to enter in the head, but I'm not into that. I just cockhole fingering. It's not a thing.
For fuck's sake.
God, I've missed commercials. Are you tired of sifting through endless videos to find the real gems, Chris?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, then you, sir, need to check out the latest blog post from the Stone Age Gamer. I don't work for them. Who could those people be? I've done the heavy lifting for you, compiling a list of must-see trailers from recent events like Gamescom 2025, the 6-1 Indie Showcase, and the Convergence Games Showcase. Have you heard about Robo Frenzy, where you can build your own boss battles?
No.
Okay. Or the cinematic platformer Dear Boy.
No.
Are you ready, willing, and able to become Michael Myers himself?
Yes.
All right, you don't have to answer. Excellent. Have you ever wondered what it would be like if the Running Man and Hades... The Running Man and Hades, but like the Schwarzenegger version, not this new version, had a baby, kinda, and that baby was a video game? Well,
yes.
If you have... Oh, excellent, as well you should. Head on over to the Stone Age Gamer blog, check out the full list, and join the conversation on our Discord.
That's how they say it in French.
It is.
Next, is your favorite color red? Do you long for the days where the predictions of the cinematic masterpiece The Lawnmower Man are reality? Virtual reality. Are you ready to jump back into the world of Virtual Boy? Well, we've got the deets. Yeah, this is definitely written in my voice. We've got the deets on the weirdest retro revival yet, son. Nintendo just announced Virtual Boy games.
Oh, that's what's coming next week. Don't worry. That's what I'm doing.
Games, because you know how good I am with lingo. Virtual Boy games are coming to Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack on the Nintendo Switch family of systems. But there's a catch, and it's a big one. You won't be playing these on your TV. Instead, you'll need to buy special accessories, either a $25 pair of VR goggles or a $100 plastic replica of the original console. We break down. Period. We break down and sob uncontrollably for hours.
For hours on end. These are too long. It sounded better in my head. I'll make them shorter next week.
No. These are exactly the right length. You start the shaft.
Start at the base, Kris. This is maybe why you're breaking down. You're always starting at the shaft. You gotta start at the base.
You wonder what the problem is? It's I give terrible hand jobs. This is what's holding me back in life. That's why this show doesn't have a bigger audience. We break down why I'm bad at hand jobs and why this move is both exciting for fans and incredibly confusing for literally everyone else. That's exactly what people say about my hand jobs. With 14 games from all regions planned for release, is this a brilliant blast from the past or a puzzling waste of money? Find out in what was the name of the article? We forgot that you got to.
Oh fuck! I don't even remember. You're right. Virtual Hand Jobs by Kris Randazzo. Finally.
Wait, no, I'm not. Find out in Virtual Boy on Nintendo Switch is weird.
Weird.
Our blog.
These are way too
weird.
long. Finally.
Somebody tried to argue with me that it's not weird. I was like, no, it's not
weird.
No,
it's super fucking weird.
I didn't say weird was a bad thing. They were upset because they thought I was complaining about it. I'm like, no. I love weird. This is
awesome.
Weird.
But it's weird.
Pricey, but it's... The 3DS was right there for years. If you were ever going to put Virtual Boy games on another platform, you had one tailor-made for this exact situation. Like, nah, fuck it. Cardboard goggles, that's way more accessible. Let's do it.
Way more accessible. So fucking cool. Finally, Kris.
Finally.
I would like you to step into the world of pixels and pop culture with the Stone Age Gamers 8-bit blockbuster series written by a pretty cool guy, I hear. In our latest post, we're taking a deep dive into the cult classic Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. This article explores the journey from the original black and white graphic novels to the star-studded movie and, of course, the awesome video game tie-in. Whether you're a longtime fan of the comics/movie/game /anime/colorized versions of the novels, or have just discovered them, we dive deep, balls deep, into why this franchise rules. Why you should let it into your heart. So grab some friends or some evil exes, or fuck it, some strangers off the street, and experience the brilliance that is Scott Pilgrim.
In 8-bit blockbusters, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
That's right, thank you, I'll get better. You do the last bit.
Here's the problem.
Okay.
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game. Sorry. And I think you mentioned it in the article. It's not an 8-bit game. Like, by no stretch of the imagination.
No, I know.
You just really wanted an excuse to write about this game. And I understand.
I did, yeah.
I'm just saying,
8-bitted Jace.
You're a charlatan, sir.
I am. No, I have no fucking integrity.
You can find all this sweet phallic content and more in the gratuitous Rainbow Spectrum located in the blog spec section. You can't spell section without sex of StoneAgeGamer.com.
I don't spell sex with a C, but maybe I'm doing it wrong. I don't know.
All right, everybody, we're back. My phone finished updating, and we're gonna live stream this. All right, update completed to iOS 26.0. So first off, little numbers wow, all right. Little numbers showed up, and they were all bouncy, which was pretty neat. Let's see, I can summarize notifications. You can use Apple Intelligence to blah, blah, blah. Choose notifications to summarize. I don't think I want to summarize. Do I want to summarize notifications?
I do. Yeah. I usually have, like... Just so that, like, I'm not constantly, like, bombarded by emails and shit. It just, like, sends them to me.
I don't get email notifications on my phone.
At, like, oh, well...
I figure if I'm going to... I check my email throughout the day. I don't let it show up and be like, yo, you got an email. I don't know. All right, choose. Let's see, I can do news and entertainment. Sure. Communication and social. No, I'll leave those be. And all other apps. Sure. Summarize selected notifications. Ooh, this is fun. All right, priority notifications. Apple Intelligence can show you notifications that may be important in a separate section on the lock screen. Really? So you can catch up on what you may have missed. You can still swipe up to view all notifications. I wonder what it thinks priority... Fuck it, let's do it. Turn on priority notifications. I'm going to hate that. Camera control. Click camera control to open a camera app. Click again to take a photo. Light press to adjust zoom. Okay. Do I want to turn that? No, I don't.
What is happening?
It's giving me all the information about my fancy new...
No, like,
there's
I know,
a whole animated
like,
phone here. Like, this whole phone just, like, whooshed in. Personalized iPhone with new looks for app icons. Wow. That is amazing. Look at that. Oh, they're all clear? Focus on what matters with liquid glass controls. Oh, my. This is getting sexier by the second here. What's the next one that's going to show me? This is amazing. Access menu options with controls that fluidly morph. The fuck you say? I want to see a demonstration. Show me controls. Oh, search is within reach and easy to access in apps. Was it not before?
It wasn't. No.
Oh, right. It was all at the top and shit, right? Yeah. You had to, like, phones got taller, so... Yeah, okay, continue. I wish to continue. No, what was that first one? It said something about, like, I could stretch the way that the time looks or something. Get started, yeah. Okay, whoa! Everything looks wild. The apps are so bright. The camera app, everything's... Oh my god! I just got a notification and the thing went bloop. Like, the little window had all this animation to it, like it was jiggly or something. Oh, I don't know.
Super fun, right?
Jiggly notifications, that's... I don't know. Are your notifications jiggling, sir?
Oh, you know the way I like my notifications. Jiggle as fuck.
So, like, oh wow, all right. So what's my the numbers on the home screen, like that, the time is all like wild and stuff. So it's still got my home screen is it's an assortment of random video game screenshots. So it all seems to still be working pretty well. That's nice. But like you open it up, oh my goodness, the animations on this is really quite impressive. What is this preview? That wasn't there before. And there's little rocket ships as games. As long as I can still play Dadish on the toilet, I should be happy. But
right.
So it says you could like change the look of these things. How do I do that? Edit home screen. Let's try that out, huh?
Yeah, you got to hold
jiggling.
Yeah, then go up, click the edit button.
Oh, edit.
Yeah.
Customize. Ooh, I like the sound of that. Dark. No, I don't like them dark. I like default. I like them colorful. Tinted.
Really? Ugh.
Ooh, I could do clear. I can go tinted. Clear just doesn't seem like. Yeah, I like the default. It's very colorful, and I can tell what things are. Light, dark, auto. With tinted. Nah, that's not me. I'm a colorful guy. I'm done. I don't need to. Yeah, this is fascinating. They're all like updated too. Look at this. This is so sexy. Does sports look different? How the Phillies doing? Oh, we're up 3-1. Get them Twins. Good job, guys. Keep up the good work. Whoa, there's this little home button here. Okay, that's neat. Well, that's my phone. That's our show. Good night, everybody.
With all that said, it's time for your favorite segment.
It's my time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everyone's favorite segment. Kris updates his phone and tells you all about it. Strap yourselves
Kris
in.
updates his phone 3 weeks after everybody else and acts like it's fucking new.
Oh, this is neat. Like, I clicked the thing and the notification was clear. I can see Simon Belmont in the background. Oh, this is lovely.
You can.
I want to stretch out my clock. I just think that'll be funny. Can I do that?
Me too.
Strap yourselves in for week-old news.
I'll stretch out your clock.
Whoa.
So this one has nothing to do with video games, Kris. You said it was time.
I said that, and then we do the little sound effect, and then I say, welcome to Week Old News, where we talk all about the news that was new a week ago.
Sorry.
We now go live to our senior correspondent, our senior beard correspondent, Dan Ryan.
I don't know how I feel about this one has nothing to do with video games. I just thought it was fucking wild. Our friends over at Brooklyn Vegan report that Hansen's Riot Fest set had a Descendants collab, and John Stamos joined the band for a cover of Bop. That's the world we live in, Kris. Everything is on fire, but the guitar player for the Descendants, Stephen Edgerton, came out and played with Hansen, and then while Hansen was playing Mbop at fucking Riot Fest, Hansen was at Riot Fest, John Stamos came out to a roaring ovation. The world is a fucking nightmare. Toy Arc reports that for all of our...
you didn't even let me comment on that one. You're just trying...
Okay, what do you got to say?
You're
still trying to process it?
I'm still trying to figure out how to stretch out the clock. Good, keep talking. See if I can.
I'll stretch your mom's clock.
Oh!
Our friends over at Toy Arc report that Doom the Dark Ages Doomslayer figure by McFarlane Toys is up for pre-order at Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, The Chosen Prime, Toy Geek, and Amazon. I believe it's about $35. It's a 7-inch scale. It looks really, really good. If you are a fan of the game, there are not a ton of video game figures out on the market, and this one looks pretty cool. Next on the list, our friends over at Noisy Pixel report that Hitman World of Assassination, this was really just in here for Evan, anniversary box announced for physical PS5 release this October. Pre-orders are open now. This will come with Hitman World of Assassination, the PS5 game, the Undying, the Drop, the Splitter, and the Banker Celebrity DLCs, a Chessmaster 3D Shadow Box, and a 25 Years of Hitman lenticular card, and it's only $50. So, like, it's got some extra stuff in there, and it's not crazy expensive. So there you go. You're not a Hitman guy, are you, Kris?
No, not so much.
Neither am I. I never really have been. There's also a new thing where, like, you have to protect Bruce Lee or some shit. I don't know. It was weird. It just came out at TGS. Anyway, doesn't matter. Friends over at Rock Paper Shotgun report that a streamer, this one I just thought was fucking wild. A streamer raising funds for cancer care loses $32,000 to a Steam game malware thanks to, in quotes, their appalling levels of vetting. The streamer, Rastaland TV, was streaming this new game on Steam, or a new Steam game. They were streaming it called Block Blasters, and trying to raise money for their own cancer care. Raised about $32,000 for their own cancer care, which is great. It's awesome to see people, helping out and all of that stuff. But because the game was filled with malware, all of that shit went away, and they took all of Rastaland's money. Rastaland has since been compensated. The game has been pulled from sale and all of that stuff. But it was just an interesting thing that popped up to where, like, if games are free, just be careful. Just be careful. Nothing? Okay.
Sorry, I'm still obsessing over this time thing.
No, I know. You're still stretching out your clock.
I can't figure out how to stretch my clock. I keep grabbing the shaft, and the clock just won't stretch.
Again, start at the base.
I don't know. I have feelings about people needing to do, like, crowdfunding to handle their medical expenses. I don't love that.
That's a separate conversation.
It says, make your lock screen clock bigger, then watch it dynamically adjust to your wallpaper and notifications. When you customize your lock screen, touch and hold the corner of the time, then drag. So I tried doing that. All right, I do the thing, I hold the thing, and then it goes... Come on. You're not doing... There it is. All right, so I hit customize. Right, there's the time. And I'm, like, dragging my finger all over the screen, ain't doing shit.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing wrong here, huh? I want to stretch my time! Whatever. Move on. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Our friends over at Time Extension report. This one I thought was super
extension,
cool.
You son of a bitch! That's what I'm trying to do!
I know, I was just trying to get past it without you noticing. I was hoping. I thought this one was really cool. An Italian museum has uncovered the blueprints to a historic lost Sega game from the 1970s called Heavyweight Champ. This was released into arcades by Sega in 1976. It is apparently considered to be a groundbreaking title in the history of gaming, which it is, according to reporting, the first depiction, for whatever this is worth, of hand-to-hand combat in a video game, as well as the first depiction of a person of color in gaming. But there were no working cabinets anywhere in the world. The blueprints have been found. That's super fucking cool.
That is super fucking cool.
Yeah. Right. Also from our friends over at Time Extension, this is just so stupid. This falls in the category of like, okay, you can, but should you? Golden Axe is being unofficially ported to the Atari 2600.
Hell yeah.
Based on the Master System version. The screenshots for this are... Holy shit. Wow. Picture in your mind.
Well, I keep
picture in your mind Golden Axe.
Double Dragon for 2600. So how does this compare to Golden Axe? So how does this compare to Double Dragon for 2600?
The sprites, the character sprites, I think are nicer. The backgrounds are impressive for what they're working with.
Yeah,
this is
incredible.
Wild.
This looks incredible.
This is wild.
All over this.
It's nuts. It's nuts. I love that it's happening. I don't know that anybody should be spending their time on this, but I do love that it's happening. Let's see. What do we have next? Polygon reports that Hideo Kojima's foray into anime begins with the appropriately, probably, I don't know, I haven't finished the game yet, the appropriately named Death Stranding Mosquito. They showed off a trailer at the Kojima Productions live stream. They showed off a couple new things. They talked about Fizzant. They showed off a trailer for OD, that game that he's working on with Jordan Peele. And then they showed this trailer for the Death Stranding anime. It is as bananas as you would expect it to be. But I'm super excited about it because how could I not be? Death Stranding Mosquito.
Sure.
I'm gonna move this one to the.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna move that one to the end because there's two that should just go together. Let's see. Mario Kart World makes a major free roam improvements in the new patch. Have you done anything with this patch? I have not. I haven't even played this
went
in
up
weeks.
like a day or two ago. Yeah, I haven't touched Mario. No. Love to.
Okay.
I'd love to, but it's too low on my list of things to do. Got to play Golden Axe for 2600 first.
100%. Apparently, the biggest additions in this patch, some quality of life stuff. The free roam map now displays the locations of Peace switches and Peach medallions you've already found. Keeps the locations of these collectibles a mystery. It should still make hunting for them easier, since you can easily see which parts of the map you've already covered and which could use further exploration.
Yeah, I think the other big one is they further increased the likelihood of getting regular lap races when you're playing online like that. I was watching a video about this earlier. I'm like, oh, that all sounds great. Wish I had time to do anything.
Yep, we also have added a new method for unlocking special characters. Previously, this was only possible if you happen
that was
to
the
be
thing
transformed
that got me.
into them by Kamek.
You gotta get
the new method
UFO,
is
right?
slightly. Yep, if you see a UFO in free room, are sucked up by it, and assume control of it, you can now use the UFO's tractor beam to pull in special characters. Just let me race for them! Sorry.
What?
I feel like Sonic Cross Worlds Racing really missed a big opportunity here. I know that this game is selling well. I also know that it is not spoken of as highly as Mario Kart 8 was when Mario Kart 8 launched. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds launching at $70 was a big mistake, in my opinion. If they would have put that out at $50, along with the trailer showing that Mega Man, you get to be Mega. It was in the state of play. We'll talk about it in a little bit. I think they could have come in and really gained a pretty big market share, because from what I'm seeing, the game is really good, but I'm not spending $70 on it. I already have you know what I mean? I think that was a mistake.
As far as I know, it is also it's got that Sega monetization stuff, you know, like let's buy some shit. You want to buy some shit? Let's buy some shit. I got shit for you.
You want to buy some shit? You want some shit? Come,
I got some shit. Buy it.
$50, little man, put that shit in my hand. Noisy Pixel and a bunch of other places reports that Nintendo of America President Doug Bowser is going to switch to retirement. And apparently they're replacing him with a girl. Devin Pritchard. Okay. Girls don't play video games. Stupid. No. Doug Bowser is retiring. He has seen the successful launch of the Switch 2, and he was like, fuck it, I'm out. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know that this matters. I don't know that we should care. But the new person that's taking over is Devin Pritchard. She's been with Nintendo for 19 years and is the current Executive Vice President of Revenue, Marketing, and Consumer Experience. She's been in business affairs, publisher relations. She is also going to be joining the Nintendo of America Board of Directors and will be recognized as an executive officer at Nintendo company in Japan. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot to like here. Nintendo is definitely moving in a direction, and you know, we still get stuff like Donkey Kong Bananza, and I think Mario Kart World is Mario Kart World's shortcomings aren't, I think, for bad reasons. I think they were just it's a choice to try to differentiate itself. But we're also seeing they got a bit of there's a lot of DLC stuff happening right now that's not making me super happy. They're making some decisions. They're not.
They are.
They're not bringing me joy in the same ways anymore. So I don't know. It's I think a change in leadership in the NOA could be a good thing. I guess we'll see.
Or she might be the person behind all of this, and we're going to be real upset. We're going to find out, I suppose. I don't know. Anyway, IGN reports. Yeah, We'll just have to see. It's not Reggie. They should have brought Reggie back. Why are they scared of his Guatemalan-ness, his heat? I don't know that he's Guatemalan. I was just quoting The Birdcage. It's a really good movie if you haven't seen it. Also, a pretty cool game coming out that looks kind of like Ikaruga. Marvel fans, Slam, IGN reports that Marvel fans rightfully... Slam, I don't know that was strong enough. They should have destroyed the ghoulish LA Comic-Con decision to resurrect Stan Lee via an AI hologram and charge $20 for a 3-minute conversation. Get fucked, I believe, is like really the only reasonable response to this.
Yeah, I know this one wasn't strictly video game related, but also like this.
No, but
I saw this and it just needed to be brought up. Like, what the actual hell? What fresh hell nightmare? What? Just fucking stop.
Like, just come on. We'll never put words in his mouth that aren't in line with things he spoke about in his lifetime. Cartoon Studios head of Stan Lee Legacy Programs, Bob Sabuni, told The Hollywood Reporter. Like, look, Bob Sabuni might be a great guy. He might also be a Nazi. I don't fucking know. Neither do you. And that, I'm not, please don't misunderstand. Nobody take that out of context. I am not calling him that. What I am saying is that having people, other humans, be in charge of virtual humans is fucking weird and scary and dangerous, potentially, for so very many reasons. Right? Even something as simple as being like, something like Stan Lee saying like, you know, I think the DC movies are better. Like that, there's just weird shit that could happen. I fucking hate it. I hate it. No. There is a reason to use AI for certain things in the world. That ain't fucking it. That's not it. Sorry. IGN also reports Donkey Kong Bananza staff, this is great, had a tense watermelon eating session to create the Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive's digging sound, producer reveals.
Love it.
Yep. We don't need to do a deep dive on that. That's just great.
Nope, that's it's all right there up front, and it just made me so happy, because that's the kind of thing... That's how you know that there was love involved. They wanted to get that just right, and that's how they went about it.
Yep.
Good job, team.
That's right.
What a great game.
Let's see. What else do we got here? Nintendo Life reports that Sonic Adventure 2 Live and Learn lawsuit dismissed. Crush 40 musician issues statement. The song remains in limbo, which is a weird game to put it in. I don't know why it was in there in the first place. That's what this lawsuit is about, right? Like, how did our song get in that game?
Yep, nailed it.
Yep, okay, cool. Let's not talk about it anymore then.
Johnny Gioli says, quote, everyone, the news is out that the case against Sega was dismissed. I want you to understand that the reason for the dismissal was based on time, not on ownership. The song remains in limbo. Just 2 weeks ago, I was contacted by Epic Games to potentially use Live and Learn, and the amazing part is, Sega had them call me for the rights to use the song. So there you have it. The most epic song remains in the abyss of ownership. The song is mine, I wrote it with June, I sing it, I created the melody, I recorded my vocals in my studio, and they do not own it. Thanks to everyone for your endless support and love. Life isn't always fair, but we all move forward in love and music. Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, I think Dennis Leary said it best. Life's not fair. Get a fucking helmet. Like, if they called him, if Sega said call him, I feel like that's kind of the end of that conversation. I feel like
right? Sega's just kind of giving up the whole thing here. But
yeah.
So I think what is it? Live and Learn showed up in like the Sonic movie or something, and he was like, "No, I didn't say that was okay." Or I didn't get compensated for that.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna hear about another song showing up in something where they didn't say it was okay here in a minute. First, we're going to talk about this surprise GameSpot. Is that what this is? Yeah. GameSpot tells us that Nintendo released Fire Emblem on mobile. Fire Emblem Meets Among Us. Is that what this is called?
No. The game's called that. That's what the game. That's a description of the game. The game. Is called,
surprise Nintendo! I thought, would it be weird if the game was called Fire Emblem Meets Among Us?
This headline could use some punctuation.
It really could. It just there is no punctuation. The headline is simply "Surprise Nintendo Mobile Releases Fire Emblem Meets Among Us." That could be a couple of different things. Apparently, it's called Fire Emblem Shadows. Yeah. Party of Warriors, asking them to choose between light and shadow. We seem to be hitting Fire Emblem pretty hard.
Constantly. Nintendo loves that franchise.
They really do. They don't love fucking Kid Icarus, though. Kotaku, a website I no longer read, because this week I just had enough of them being like, this fucking thing is at the cheapest price ever on Amazon. You won't believe what it is.
It's not even the cheapest price. It's going for pennies. I keep seeing that.
It's going for pennies. It'll suck your dick. I stopped. I unsubscribed from it.
Pennies.
Yeah. I unsubscribed from it. There's plenty other places. 26-year-old mystery behind a cult classic SRPG's Gradius Sword has finally been solved. Vandal Hearts 2 had a reference to Konami's Shoot 'em Up no one knew how to unlock until now.
Utterly awesome. Fascinating. Apparently, it was
yes.
Somebody was recently doing a stream of the game, and it was you needed to have a demo disc or something. Where did it go? I read this story earlier, and Kotaku is such a disaster of a website.
Yeah. Yep, I got it. After getting a tip from a follower... Sorry, yeah, go ahead.
I have confirmed the Gradius Sword was originally unlocked by downloading a special save data file from Dengeki PlayStation D22 SLPM-80471, a demo disc included with the Dengeki PlayStation Magazine, issue 116, dated 1999, September 24th. Fascinating.
Weird. Why? Just weird.
It was like because there's this whole the Gradius ship shows up and it's all 3D animated. Like, it's all animated. It's a whole ass thing.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's really really interesting, and it just hasn't been available outside of cheats because nobody knew how the frig it worked. But no, now we know, and knowing is half the battle.
GameSpot reports that Pokemon teamed up with CMLL for the coolest wrestling crossover event, which is awesome. CMLL is currently Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre, is the biggest promotion in Mexico currently. It's between them and AAA, but it's really been CMLL has really been this year really pushing things. But they put a joint event on in Mexico, streamed free on YouTube. They had a Pokemon-themed wrestling ring. Pikachu and Eevee was there. There was a 2 out of 3 falls match between Team How Lucha, which would be the face characters, Mystico, Mascara Dorada, and Titan, and Team Machamp, which are Volador Jr., Hechicero, and Barbaro Cavernario. Hechicero is one of my favorite wrestlers currently in the world. Mystico I don't really understand. Mascara Dorada is also really, really fucking cool. Anytime you can watch Lucha Libre when it is reveling in its ridiculousness is a good fucking time. So this is for free on YouTube. I am sure that we will include it in the show notes that I am not responsible for. So go ahead, look in the show notes. It'll be there. Maybe.
I will not do that.
Okay. Evan will do
I
it.
just know I'm going to forget about it. I mean, I might. Now that I've said it out loud, maybe I will include it. Who knows? Maybe I'll do it right now while you're talking. That's what I could be doing instead of flipping through this old Nintendo Power magazine. But
that's fair. Nintendo Life reports that Splatoon 3's spooky splat Splatfest returns next month. Which team? Sorry, let's try that again. Splatoon 3 Spooky Splatoween Splatfest returns next month. Which team will you pick? Monster Mash. Here's the Splatoween 2025 Splatfest times. In North America, it starts 7 p.m. Pacific Daytime, which is 10 p.m. Eastern Daytime, and fuck the rest of the world. You can pick from Zombie, Skeleton, or Ghost. Those are the three teams that you can pick. It'll run from October 24th to October 26th. It's really cool that they're still doing Splatfests every now and again. Yeah. All right. Two things before we briefly, and I do mean briefly, we are not going to spend a lot of time on the state of play because most of those games, I got to be honest, all look the fucking same. My opinion. Two things that I do want to bring up that just will do wonders for Kris's mental state and mood. Polygon reports, gotta catch 'em all. The U.S. government is now using Pokemon to promote ice raids. If you haven't watched the fucking video that the Department of Homeland Security posted on their X account, it was a video of ICE agents arresting, let's go with that, suspects to the theme song of the Pokemon cartoon, Gotta Catch 'Em All. At the very end of this video, the suspects that have been arrested and detained at these facilities, their pictures, their mugshots are transformed into Pokemon cards. Yep. They also, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection X account chimed in with their attempt at joining this just hilarious thing, showing Pikachu as Border Patrol's newest recruit. Nintendo, famously litigious Nintendo, has responded with a public statement. We are aware of a recent video posted by the Department of Homeland Security that includes imagery and language associated with our brand. Our company was not involved in the creation or distribution of this content, and permission was not granted for the use of our intellectual property. Doesn't say anything else. Just says that they didn't give them permission.
No, there's been a lot of speculation about that, though.
Mm-hmm.
I wish because I had a different post that I was going to put in here, and then I stuck with the link that you had provided. But the one that I was reading is that some people that know some people think that Nintendo's not going to touch this one with a 50-foot pole, partially because they have a lot of people that work for Nintendo.
Yep.
In the states that are on green cards and things like that, and they're just like, you know what? This ain't worth the risk. So, I don't know if that's true, but certainly wouldn't surprise me too terribly.
Principles only matter if you stick to them when they're hard.
Well, I mean, I kind of understand not wanting to put, like, they could be extra litigious, but in the process, they could be putting their people that work for them in physical danger.
There's a lot to... It's not simple. Yeah, it's a thing that's happening, and it's fucking gross, because this is not a political statement. Okay? This is not a political statement. No matter which side of the aisle you fall on, or if you fall on none of the sides. Arresting suspects for murder, for rape, for torture, for arson, for all of those things isn't fucking funny. It's not funny. Those are, like, if those people are guilty of what they did, there's families that are fucking heartbroken. That's not fucking funny. This isn't the kind of thing you make a joke out of. Anyway, I don't think that's a political statement. Feel free to edit that out if you are uncomfortable with it. I'm fine with it though. Finally, sorry. The last thing. This I just saw, and I this is a weird one, and I don't know how to. I know how to feel about this when this was a weird one, and this might get edited out too, because it's going in a weird direction. But Variety reports that Electronic Arts is in talks to go private in a $50 billion deal. Okay? They are closing in on a deal to become a privately held company. This was first reported by the Wall Street Journal on Friday. The group of investors appears to be led by Silver Lake, which would be Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, and Affinity Partners, which is led by Jared Kushner. Those appear to be the two biggest contributors to this deal to take Electronic Arts private. If it goes through, it would be the biggest leveraged buyout in the history, which would be based on EA's current $48.33 billion market cap.
Okay.
Yeah, it's news. I don't know.
It's news, and you have reported on it.
Okay. So, yeah. Shall we wrap up with the state of play?
Let's, because I haven't even watched it.
Oh, really?
I've seen nothing from it.
Not even the big one?
I mean, I know there is Wolverine. I haven't watched it. I'll watch it now while you're talking.
No, I was going to say we're gonna pause here for a second. I don't care about really any. You're not going to want to talk about Saros, the game that they showed first. It looks cool. It looks like a bullet hell. It looks like a smart evolution of Returnal. They really didn't show off anything else that was super fucking cool, except for Wolverine. So we're going to pause here for a second, Evan. We are taking a pause here for a second at, 9:27 at night. And Kris is going to watch this so that we can discuss it properly, because it's like 2 minutes long.
I think the problem that I have is that I don't have $700 to throw away on PlayStation.
So,
because all the prices just went up, right? That was another news story.
Well, Sony hasn't gone up yet. I don't think.
Right. It was just Microsoft.
Yeah, just Microsoft. But we talked about that last
still
week.
At the base. They still have
Sony hasn't started working up the shaft. Microsoft also announced that, by the way, the Xbox ROG Ally X, whatever their fucking handheld, is shipping in October for $9.99. So, $1,000 for that thing, because people have money and they're buying Xboxes are flying off the fucking shelves. Yeah, it's a weird choice.
I see. So I had seen the headline and I didn't see what the price was. I couldn't even be arsed to follow it through to find out what the price was. I didn't think it was $1,000.
Now, wow. That's the top of the line model. That's not like the base. The base model was like 700 or 800 or something like that. The shaft 600. Model. It doesn't matter. The shaft model. Yeah, the base model. The shaft model though is $1,000. Wow, there's a lot of dick talk in this episode. Is that what you talked about with your therapist? Was it just a lot of penis? You walked in and she was like, "Well, Mr. Randazzo, your dick! I need it." Which there's nothing wrong with. I fully support you. I love you. I
assure you that is not how the day
went. You're like fucking Quentin Tarantino at the beginning of Reservoir Dogs. Dick, 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 dick.
I feel like the episode title's got to have something to do with working the shaft.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it.
I don't know exactly which phrase to use.
I'm sure it'll come to you or on you, one of the two. Jesus, this show is so fucking juvenile. You would think we weren't men in our mid-40s. God,
it's a lot of shaft.
It's a lot of dick. So the PlayStation, I thought that this PlayStation showcase was pretty fucking average overall. I'm struggling right now to remember what the fuck else they showed other than Saros, which I think looks really, really cool.
Wolverine was a fucking showstopper and a half. That was
right.
I mean,
but
look,
that's the one. You know, like this was the thing, and it wasn't what they ended with. You know, they
didn't end with that.
No, that was like in the middle of the fucking show. Yeah. So, all right, let's see here. I will talk about what else was here. Battlefield 6, ChronoScript. That game looked pretty cool. Code Vein 2. Okay, so do you like Souls-like games? Because you had Code Vein 2, Crimson Desert. I guess Deus Ex Remastered was a big thing. Dynasty Warriors 3 Remastered. There's a Kratos controller. There's DLC coming for Gran Turismo. They showed a little bit of the new Halloween game that's coming out in September of 2026. There's some fucking mobile RPG thing. Let It Die Inferno, a free-to-play thing. I mean, there was more news. Flight Simulator is coming to PlayStation. Flight Simulator 2024 is coming 2025, December 8th. There will be a VR2 update. Neo 3 is coming out. They showed off some speakers. Sonic Racing showed off Mega Man and Proto Man. 7 Deadly Sins games. Zero Parades for Dead Spies. It was all stuff for the most part that was okay, I get Flight Simulator, whatever. But then in the middle of the show, they show this fucking Wolverine trailer. And they interview the dude who's playing Wolverine. And this game looks, I don't know that it's bloody enough. Maybe they could have added some more blood to this game somewhere. But fuck, this looks awesome. This looks fucking cool.
It looks really fun. I wasn't nuts about the really,
art
really
direction,
serious tone of it was the dialogue. The art direction didn't bother me. I don't know. Did we really need to? I would have loved it to just really be very comic accurate, right? I didn't need Omega Red to look like that. I want him in a bright,
super realistic,
outfit,
the Omega Sentinel that was in there towards the end was a little more realistic.
But that giant sentinel at the end, I looked at that. I was I want to tear that apart. I want to do that.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait.
But I'm gonna have to because there ain't no way I'm gonna have this game.
I mean, come over and play it here. It looks incredibly visceral, right? It looks like and maybe this is a weird comparison, but I think you'll go with me on it. This looks like PlayStation's answer to Bananza.
No.
No, you're not going with me on that one.
I'm not. I'm trying to get there. It's, I started at the
destructive.
I'm just
okay. In the destructive, visceral, I have to go fucking smash something. I'm gonna go be Wolverine and just smash things. I'm just gonna tear this shit apart with my hands. That's kind of
all right. I think I see what you're. I think I smell what you're laying down.
Okay, yeah, that's how that saying goes. I think I smell what you've plopped in the toilet. Yeah, I don't know. It looks really, really fucking fun. I agree that it does look very, very fucking serious. But Insomniac doesn't make bad games. You know,
it is very self-serious for sure. But I don't know.
But he's still got the goofy yellow costume on. So exactly,
and that's why I was but what are we? He's wearing the bright yellow costume. Why are we doing this to Omega Red? Give me the classic, bright white skin and...
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I don't know. We'll see. This is coming out fall of 2026. I think it's really awesome to have gotten this confirmation, though.
Yeah.
You know, because we got that trailer a while ago of just him, slamming something like a shot down. This looks fucking fun.
Yeah, it does. It looks really fun. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe I'll win the lottery and I'll be able to get a PlayStation at some point.
There you go. That's it. I mean, this was a long week-old news. There was a lot to fucking talk about. Some of it good, some of it continuing to contribute to this fucking hellscape that we call life. But with that, we're going to take ourselves a quick break. Let's see if we can't make it up to the tip. And we'll be back with the checkpoint. You're listening to the Stone Age Gamer on Geekade.com. Did I do that right? Did I get all your lines?
Close enough.
Hey, I'm Ryan.
And I'm Andy. Neither of us are David Crane, but we are the hosts of David Crane's Amazing Movie Time.
That's our monthly Geekade Patreon exclusive podcast that covers movies that are cult classics, weird, or just sometimes laughably bad.
We ourselves have at least two of those qualities, so I guess it makes sense to hear what we think of those movies in retrospect.
You can hear all that and more by becoming a Geekade Patreon supporter.
And, as always, be kind, rewind.
Do you miss the days when you'd get a fresh issue of Nintendo Power in the mail every month? It was stacked with reviews, previews, and all manner of cool new stuff about the world of Nintendo, and it even came with a free poster. Well, you don't have to miss those days anymore because Nintendo Force is here. Functioning as a spiritual successor to Nintendo's classic magazine, Nintendo Force is staffed with top-notch writing talent, and me for some reason, to deliver fresh new reviews, previews, and more right to your door every other month. And yes, posters are still included, except ours are double-sided. So if you want the thrill of learning all about the world of Nintendo in physical format, head on over to NintendoForceMagazine.com and learn all about it. Nintendo Force Magazine, the force of Nintendo fans.
We are Safe at Home, the leading dog rescue in the heart of New Jersey. Are you searching for a loyal companion, a dog that will bring love and joy to your home? Look no further than Safe at Home. At Safe at Home, we believe in giving every dog a second chance. We rescue, rehabilitate, and find loving forever homes for dogs in need, right here in the Garden State. Our dogs are ready to make a lasting impact on your life. Each one has a unique story, a wagging tail, and an incredible capacity for love. When you adopt from Safe at Home, you're not just gaining a pet, you're becoming a part of our family. Our dedicated team ensures a seamless adoption process, providing ongoing support and guidance. With New Jersey's beautiful parks, beaches, and trails, you and your new furry friend will have endless opportunities for adventures and cherished memories. Safe at Home relies on the support of compassionate individuals like you. Your donations and volunteer work enable us to continue saving lives and finding forever homes for these amazing dogs. Join us in creating a safer, happier community for dogs in New Jersey. Together we can make a difference and give every dog the chance to feel safe at home. Visit our website or call us now to learn about how you can be a part of the Safe at Home mission. Safe at Home, because every dog deserves to be loved and protected. www.safeathomerescue.org.
Hi everyone, Kris here. Podcast listening is free, but podcast creation is not. That's why the Geekade Patreon exists. In an effort to help us pay the bills, we've got a Patreon page set up where you can gain access to our monthly podcast topic schedule, get early access to many of our shows, and more. If you'd like to help support Geekade and keep these shows running week after week, head over to the Geekade Patreon page, linked in the show notes of this very podcast. Yeah, okay. Wee.
Or I'll keep doing this forever if that's what you want. I don't know.
No, we're back. We're back and better than ever. And it's time for the checkpoint.
Checkpoint!
This is where Dan and I talk about what's been going on in our business. And I know I just had a little bit of a word vomit there in the beginning of the episode. So let's see. I actually it wasn't all. I beat Ninja Gaiden Ragebound. I finished that.
That's exciting.
Oh God, was it ever? I really enjoyed that game. I'm not sure it's Ninja Gaiden.
I have not started either of them yet.
Yeah, I haven't touched Shinobi yet. I finished this one, and when I finished it, I went back to Silksong. But I think I'm going to actually take another break from that and finish off the Kirby DLC because there's not a lot more to it, and I should really get that done because I really want to. It's great.
Sure.
But Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, I didn't expect to be finished as soon as I was. And I played it on the normal difficulty, and after you're done, you can unlock hard difficulty. And as I'm watching the ending, I'm thinking to myself, there's a better ending than this. Because you get to the end of the game, and you get a choice between which character does a thing and which character does a different thing. And I was like, well, this is pretty interesting. And and you're doing it set to the some classic Ninja Gaiden 1 music. And it's that's so cool. Good. It's so good.
That's fun.
And the last boss was pretty tough, but what I really loved about this, and switching back to Silksong immediately afterwards, just really put a very giant red flag over Silksong with the way it handles certain things. It's like, this game's bosses are really challenging and very got to learn their patterns and stuff. But
yeah,
the penalty for dying against them is like, as soon as you die, it's like you're right back outside the room. Like, all right, give it another go. Keep giving it another go. And I would do it 15, 20, sometimes 30 times just trying to master them. And every time I'd lose, I'd be like, all right, I see what I did wrong. I fucked that up. Let's go back and try it again. And then I go and switch to Silksong, and I'm walking around. I'm like, God, is there a fucking bench somewhere? I don't know, because I don't have a fucking map. I haven't found the map in this area, and I haven't found anybody to sell me this fucking map yet. And then, oh shit, I found a boss. Let me hope I can beat this boss on my first try, because if I can't, I'm never gonna fucking find it again, because who the fuck knows where I am?
Yeah. I gotta tell you,
less frustrating in that.
Playing that game with those mods on, at this point, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck at all.
So this is something
so
really
much
cool
better.
About
so
Ninja
much
Gaiden. Better. Once I beat the game, I looked up how to get the proper ending, and you have to beat the game on hard mode. And I was like, I don't have that in me. But the article that I read was
I do have YouTube.
Well, check this out. The article was just but get this. You don't actually you just have to turn it on to hard mode, and then you can go to the accessibility options and make it as easy as you want. And the game has tons of accessibility options, including turning damage off. You can make it so that the only way you'll die is by falling down a hole. Or you can turn, what I did is I turned the damage all the way to just really, really low.
Yeah.
So there's still some challenge there, but it's way easier. And so you get to run through hard mode without it being as punishing, so you can just kind of see what the differences are, I guess. And
that's awesome.
That's absolutely what I'm going to do. I started it up, and I did the first level or two, and I was like, all right, this is great, but I have so many other games to play. I got to get to work, but I'm going to come back and do this way, because it's really neat to kind of go through that game again without any real pressure on it, to just so that I can get through there and get to that other ending and be kind of reckless with my combat, because it's kind of fun to be really reckless in that game. It's great. I really, really liked it. I am still uneasy about calling it a Ninja Gaiden game, because it does play fundamentally different than the NES trilogy, but we wait till we talked about that last time.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Like I said, I went back to Silksong. It's excellent, just except for the map. I'm glad you're playing through it with those modifications on it. So I got assigned all 5 of my games for UFO 50. What did I tell? Where was I at last week with UFO 50?
So last week we were going through and kind of picking the games.
Right.
So what did you end up getting assigned?
All right, I got. Let me bring up my assignments here. I got Block Koala, Vanger, Overbold, Star Waspier, and Seaside Drive.
Okay.
So I wrote my review for Block Koala, which was very interesting to me. Block Koala is it's a block pushing, like Adventures of Lolo, Quirk, almost maybe Mole Mania to an extent kind of a thing. I thought it was pretty neat at first, except it's really opaque. It's hard to tell what you're supposed to do and what the rules are. And I know that that's part of UFO 50's narrative, which also makes this whole exercise of us reviewing each individual game kind of difficult and really weird because of this game needs an instruction manual. Like, this game is worse because you don't know you don't know the rules. You've got to figure out the rules as you go along, which adds to the overall narrative of UFO 50, but as an individual thing, it's hard to put a real grade on that because it just feels weirdly incomplete. It's frustrating. I got through the first 10 or 15 stages, I think, after putting a decent chunk of time into it, and then I YouTubed the rest of it because there aren't real new mechanics that I need to feel. It's here's a new kind of block or something that shows up, kind of a thing. This game's not breaking any new ground.
No,
it was fine. Vanger was interesting. It's a Metroidvania kind of game where you can reverse gravity. I found it to be very frustrating. The double tapping to turn upside down was just kind of a pain in the butt. And again, it's that way because UFO 50, the narrative of UFO 50. Like in any other game, it would have been its own unique button press because you have more than 2 buttons. But all the games are designed to only use 2 buttons. So it's this is really annoying, and it doesn't need to be that way, but it does for this game's narrative. So I don't know. I couldn't beat it. There was no way I was going to be able to put the time into it. The game's very, very difficult, very punishing. And I knew I could have maybe have gotten there eventually, but I was just all right, I know what this game feels like to play, and it's not gonna. It doesn't seem like it has. It doesn't have that big screw attack moment, where you just suddenly feel crazy powerful. It is very, very Metal Storm, right? The NES game Metal Storm. It's just
I think that's a pretty fair comparison.
I was just from the visuals and the gravity reversing mechanic. It's this is what if Metal Storm was a Metroidvania, and it was okay. I wasn't blown away by it. Trying to remember what the hell Overbold was. Oh, Overbold. Oh, I don't like Overbold. So Overbold is I don't know, it's like an arena fighter. You're a dude and you go into an arena and a bunch of enemies show up, and then you beat those enemies, and then you can buy new stuff in between every round, or you die and then you start over again. I don't know. It didn't feel very fun to play. It did nothing for me. Of all the things that I played, that was the game that I felt the least for. I was just I don't want to do this. I guess it's not bad at what it's doing, but I'm not having any fun.
It's just not your type of game.
I feel like it should be. I like these. It's almost like a Smash TV kind of thing, or you can upgrade yourself in between. But there's something about it that just feels off.
Okay.
Because I remember starting it up and being oh, okay, I like this kind of thing. And I just got bored super fast. So I haven't quite articulated what it is about that one that's off. Star Waspier is pretty fun. It's really hard. It's a top-down shoot 'em up, shmup kind of thing. So of course it's really hard. But it's really fun. I must have played 7 or 8 rounds with John watching me the other day. I just tried it for the first time. It's got a good look. It's got good sound. that the challenge doesn't feel like it's beyond my skill set for sure, but it doesn't seem like it's ridiculously unfair, I guess, is what I'm kind of going for. Like, I don't know. I thought this was really neat. I had a lot of fun with that one. But my favorite by far is Seaside Drive, of the games that I had. Seaside Drive is very, it reminds me a lot of Moon Patrol, right? Because you're in this car and there's things happening all around you and you have to shoot all the things, and you can shoot like in a bunch of directions above you, or you also have a forward shot. So in that way, it's very similar to Moon Patrol. Also because you're in a car and you're always moving.
Right.
But instead of having to jump over like craters and stuff, you have to constantly be drifting, because the drift is what fills up your power meter. So the less you drift, the weaker your weapons are going to be. So you kind of have to manage the drifting while also managing above you and in front of you. It's really cool. It's a very cool take on Moon Patrol. Like, it was very obviously inspired by Moon Patrol from a gameplay perspective. Visually speaking, it's like if Moon Patrol and Outrun had a baby, I guess, which is really weird to say. But that one's really fun. I like that one. I like that one quite a bit, and I'll definitely be going back to that to poke around with it. So yeah,
well, that's awesome.
This UFO 50 review thing is still striking me as pretty odd, but we're doing it. We're moving along. I still haven't gotten any other assignments, which I swear I'm going to be really upset if we just completely skip reviewing Ninja Gaiden and Shinobi in this issue. That's going to be real upsetting to me. And I really don't think it will have been worth it for UFO 50, but that's where we are right now. I don't think anybody else has been assigned those things. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most important thing you said is UFO 50 is telling a story through all of the games, and there are things, like you said, you're going to necessarily have that kind of weird, obtuse control scheme where you're like, it doesn't have to fucking be like this, and you can, but yes, it does, because like this game, quote unquote, came out in 1987. You know, like, so that. But how does that impact the score? Should it be looked at individually? Because again, it's part of the story, and you don't need to like play through every game to experience that sort of narrative. It's a weird thing. It's a weird game to review.
Yeah, it's interesting. Outside of video games, let's see. Where'd my notes go? Okay. So, slightly good news for both the podcast and for me. Gambler might be back.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Gambler might be back in a strange way. Just a couple days ago, the tiny little replacement pops turned into something much bigger. So I don't know if it's going to be quite as big as it used to be, but it also appears to be going off on Thursdays, so it's not going to eat into my podcasting time anymore. So we'll see. We're going to see what happens when it goes off on Thursday. We'll see if it's is this going to be a thing that's going to keep happening? I don't know. We'll find out. I'm excited, Syphil.
That's not nothing.
I'll tell you what else isn't nothing, and probably the thing that hurt the most this week was that I accidentally ran for farther than I have run maybe ever.
Yeah.
I don't have the best sense of geography, and it's darker in the mornings now, so I thought I was just going to run kind of in the direction of like where the streetlights were going this time, right? Because I ran, I think the last one that I ran was like 4 miles, and it was exhausting, but I ran a little bit more than 4 miles, and I thought maybe I could try to do that again or get close to that again, but I wanted to make a route that was less jagged, right? I just wanted to kind of do something a little bit more rectangular. So I figured I'm going to run up to this street, and then I'm going to make a left, and that's going to bring me to this intersection that's by the school.
Right.
And then I can just do the rest of the route exactly how I did it, and that little extra nubby was going to get me to like the around the 4 miles, or maybe a little bit less, which would be fine. But I was thinking of the wrong intersection. So I ran up New Jersey Ave, and then I hung a left, and I was like, where the fuck am I? I'm going, and then I realized where I was, and I was like, shit, I'm really far away from home, but I need to get home to take the kids to school, so I can't.
Right.
It's not like I can
go.
start walking. I have to keep running because I got to get home. So I'm booking, and I get home at 4.9 miles, and I'm like, well,
oh, shit.
I can't stop now. I got to make it to 5, and like my legs are burning.
Sure.
And I'm like, fuck, keep going, get to the 5. Like, I'm not gonna stop recording my run at 4.94 miles or something. Like, no, absolutely not. So I kept running, and boy, that I felt that all week long. So in addition to, I mean, I'm feeling pretty okay now. All things considered, I'm all right. My knees are doing just fine. It was other areas of my leg that were burning just because of the amount of time I spent running on them. But my knees held up surprisingly well. I was very proud of that. And I was very proud of the fact that I did finish the 5-mile run, but I can't run for 5 miles.
Apparently you can.
I don't know that I can. I don't think that I did. It's entirely possible that I died.
And this is just your personal hell, or I like that I like that even though you're dead, you're still doing the podcasts.
You're goddamn right I am.
That's right. I will never stop. I said I'm never stopping. I'm going to never stop stopping.
That's right.
Never stop, never stopping.
So I think that was really the that was one of the big things this week was that run. That was really one I noticed where I was when I ran past a friend's house, and I was like,
oh shit.
Wait a second. I know where this is. This is not where I'm supposed to be. But I was like, but there's this intersection up there, and I had never gotten to her house that route before, right? Because like Ellie goes over and plays with her kid, and I go and pick her up, and like I come from this different route, and I was like, how did I get here from this road? So then I kept running. I was like, but there's an intersection up there. What's that traffic light? Because I could have taken the same route that I drive to get home, but there was this other intersection ahead of me. I was like, wait a second, what is that? And my curiosity got the better of me, and I ran over there like a jackass, so just taking the short route home. Anyway,
yeah,
that was my week. And like, look, anybody who's going through bad times, if you can figure it out, get therapy. It's good. It's good stuff. Because
that's good to hear.
Don't
run. Don't run. Running is stupid. Don't do that.
Running is fun. Just know where you're going. Jokes aside, it's I've got a lot going on, and I think clearly I've got a lot of work to do, and I do think things are going to get worse before they get better, but I do think things are going to get better, and eventually, I hope. I really don't know, but I'm glad that I finally took the step to get into therapy because I talked to a handful of friends about. I've got people, I've got people who've got my back. I've got you. I've got a couple of local friends that listen to me, and it's good that I have a support structure, but it's also good to talk to a professional when you feel like you need it. And I think that's going to be good for me. And unfortunately I can't afford to talk to a professional that often. So it's going to be a couple of weeks before I can talk to her again, which is really bothersome, but I'm trying to take notes like of the things that are coming up that I feel that I need to discuss. So at least I'm keeping track of things to bring up at our next meeting. And it was a virtual meeting. So that was the thing. I really wanted to go somewhere in person, but there was no way to make it work with my schedule. But the virtual meeting went okay. Again, better than nothing. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. What are you up to? Talk to me. What are you been doing?
I mean, so I really haven't done a ton this week. Most of my gaming has been focused on Silksong. I believe I am firmly into Act 2. I've gotten a second objective, right? So it's no longer just reached the top of Farloom. There is now a second objective that I've gotten. I've gotten a couple other upgrades. I've gotten 3 crests now. So I have different attacks that I can customize. I got the fucking wall hang thing, like the you remember in Hollow Knight, I forget what they called it, the wall cling or something like that, or the claw grip or some shit, where you could like double jump, where you could wall jump.
Right,
I got that
right,
thing
yeah.
finally. So that's like opened up a whole bunch more areas, and man, this game just it just continues to be beautiful and wonderful, and all of those things. I'm so happy that I'm playing through it with the map mods on, because you're right. I find it to just be inexcusable. I just don't have the time and dedication available at the moment to put in to memorize this game the way that I would love to. You know, I would love to have this game like the way that I had Hollow Knight, just in my head for a while. But I couldn't, like, I certainly couldn't go back to Hollow Knight and do the same shit that I was doing. I would need to fucking play that with mods too, because I'm old and I'm lazy and whatever. So that's been the bulk of the gaming. I did pick up, I happened to be at a Walmart, because I was out doing some other errand, and Tiff messaged me that we needed something, and I happened to be driving by a Walmart I never go to because I don't like it. I don't like going to Walmart anyway, but this one's like far away and whatever. I forget why I was even over on like that side of town. I was like, all right, I'm right here. Let me just pull in. And I always go to check through like the video games and the toys, and just to see, you know, what's there while I'm there. And they had Star Wars Outlaws for PS5 for $15. And I was like, I mean, fucking how bad can this be for $15? You know, like, I've seen reviews. It's not getting hundreds anywhere, but it's also not apparently the worst game ever made. I don't love Ubisoft games. But for $15, it can't be all that bad. I am sure I will get $15 of entertainment out of it when I do eventually play it. But I didn't get to play really anything else because of just 2 other things that took up this week. One, while I was also out shopping, I picked up the 4K Blu-ray release of Superman. So we immediately watched that and like all of the special features, and fuck, is that movie gorgeous. The 4K transfer is really, really nice. Yeah, that movie, shockingly, we talked about it earlier. It was fucking awesome, and it's still awesome. It didn't somehow get any worse. And like, Tiff was like, why the fuck, like, why are you buying movies again? Like, you're buying video games again, you're buying records, you're buying movies. Like, why are you going back to all this physical shit? And I was like, babe, like, look, you know, we sat down to watch movies with the kids last week or whatever. We watched through like Evil Dead 2, and there were commercial breaks every like 25 minutes, even though we pay for HBO Max. Like, I'm tired of paying for services and still fucking getting commercials. Like, I don't want to watch Superman on HBO Max with fucking commercials in it. It's a movie. I don't mind it when it's a TV show. Like, I watch AEW. I don't mind there being commercials. It's a fucking television show. There's always commercials. But I don't want an ad for, like, a Volvo in the middle of fucking Mr. Terrific doing his fucking Yondu impression, you know? So I was like, fuck it. I'm just buying it. So we watched that. That was great. And then we had Tiff's mom over for Rosh Hashanah, because Tiff likes to say that she is Jew-ish. And and she is, you know, and she was like, fuck you. If you got to do Christmas in July, I get to do New Year's Eve. And I was like, fuck, whatever. You're going to make fucking delicious. You're going to make brisket and latkes, and fucking we're going to have like awesome pickles, and you're going to make noodle kugel and all of these things. Like, oh no, fuck. I got to have delicious food. That sucks. So like we had a big New Year's Eve thing for Rosh Hashanah. And then Yom Kippur, the Jewish Day of Atonement, which is the second of the big holy days, because Rosh Hashanah is New Year's Eve for the Jewish faith. Then it's followed up the following week by Yom Kippur, which is the Jewish Day of Atonement. That also happens to be on my birthday. And I got to tell you, as an atheist, I ain't atoning for fucking shit. What's nice, though, is that I work at a building with plenty of Jewish people. I have off on my birthday, and I don't even have to take like a vacation day on my birthday. I just get to have off. So I'm going to wake up Thursday morning. I'm going to fucking take my dick to the store, and we're going to buy Ghost of Yote, and I'm going to play that because I'm going to try to fucking finish Death Stranding between this weekend. By the time we record next week, I'm going to try to have Death Stranding 2 finished, because I do want to finish that before I start Ghost of Yote. I don't know if that is going to happen, because I also really just want to like sit here and play Silksong, and I want to start Star Wars and like all of these other things. And, you know, I certainly do not have the time crunch that you have. We're starting to get a little bit busier. Penn, after school today, she didn't go. Well, they didn't have esports today, so she went to the meeting for the wrestling team, because she was like, I think I want to join the wrestling team. And I was like, look, kiddo, like, I fucking support you wholeheartedly. But you got to understand that, like, you're a sophomore in high school. The kids that are on this team have been wrestling since they were in, like, 4th grade. You know, you're going to get your fucking ass kicked. Which is fine, like, you know, just understand that. And she was like, she came home from the meeting, and she said, you know, they're totally cool with me joining. There's only 2 other girls. One girl has never wrestled before, but she was interested in it. And the other girl has only done it for a year. We're the only 3 that could wrestle against each other in practice. Then we would go to, like, you know, competitions, but they want me to do 100 push-ups a day and to run a mile a day. And I was like, are you gonna? Just, I don't know. I said, all right, well, that's a no, which is fine. You don't have to go, but like, I was super proud of her for doing it. So she's trying to get involved. We're getting other things that are starting to take up some time, you know, and there's stuff around the whatchamacallit, there's stuff around the house that we've been working on. The expansion for the office is going to be something that is going to, it's going to take time. Like, my birthday is next Thursday. The office, the Jose Canseco Executive Annex, will not be expanded by next Thursday. 1, we don't have the fucking money to do that. And 2, we don't have the skill or the know-how to do it yet. So this week has been spent doing some prep work for that. Cleaning out the spaces in the garage, cleaning out, you know, like, okay, we got to move this thing out of the garage. This has to go into like the little laundry room area that we have downstairs. So like, okay, let's get that part of the laundry room cleaned out so we can move this other thing in here, you know, and then really start like, okay, what's going to be the first thing we do? Because probably the most professional woodworking craft project that I've done has been your arcade cabinet, right? And there's a couple reasons that that's the best thing that I've put together. 1, it wasn't for me, so I actually gave a shit how it came out. You know what I mean? Like, because when it's for me, I'm like, whatever, this isn't perfect. Like, fuck it, I don't care. You know? But 2, I didn't know how to build an arcade cabinet before Karen contacted me, and she was like, hey, can you do this? And I was like, I totally can. I had no idea if I could. So with that particular project, we went step by step. And it was like, okay, like I'm not going to cut all the wood out right now. I need to cut out the side panels. I'm doing the side panels first, and I'm cutting them, and I'm sanding them, and I'm routing them, and I'm doing the side panels first. And once those are good, I will move on to the next step. So that's how we're going to try to do this office expansion. I've never framed a wall before. I've watched plenty of YouTube videos. I understand basic construction. It doesn't look that hard, right? I can build a rectangle. But it's going to be part of my house, you know, with where we're expanding. The door is now going to not open into the garage. The door is going to open into the house. So I want it to be nice. So that's what we're going for. Been a lot of prep work this week.
Yeah, I kind of forget what I mentioned earlier. Did I tell you that I was going to start doing Quizzo more often for the rest of the year?
No.
Yeah, I'm going to be splitting it with so every other week I'm going to be hosting Quizzo, which I remember the last time I did it every week for a month, and that was just way too much. But
right.
I was offered to do it basically for the rest of the year, and I was like, I would die. But that's a lot of money that we need. So I should do something. And so we settled on like, well, how about if I just split it with you? I'll do 1 week, you do the next. It's like, oh, that's great.
Is this the place up in Berlin?
No, this is the one by me in Smithville, JD's. Okay. So it's relatively easy. It is definitely extra work for me, but it's also like an extra $220 a week. So
right.
Which is not nothing. That's not nothing. That means within a couple of weeks' time, we might finally be able to afford a replacement washer and dryer, and I won't have to keep carrying clothes back and forth from the laundromat and dumping tons of quarters into those machines.
Right.
So, you know, it's gonna be tough, but it's gonna be worth it. I had some way that I was connecting that to you building something, and now I can't remember what it is. It's just gone. So just do me the favor and assume I said something real clever, and we'll just go from there.
And we'll call that a show, Kris.
We're going to call it something.
Yeah.
That is our show. Don't worry, everyone. I did put the link in the show notes for the Pokemon Legends thing. It's right there.
Sweet.
I did it just for you. But yes, that's our show. Join us next time for the Alphabet Super Series. It was Dan's pick, and we're going to play Zork. And I'm going to find some time to do that.
Yeah, thankfully it's a nice short game. That's very straightforward.
We're on most social media platforms, and if you want to get in touch with us, we aren't very difficult to find. All it takes is a quick look at our show notes, and you'll see links to our social media accounts, as well as all manner of other fun stuff, like a link to our namesake, StoneAgeGamer.com, and more useful links than you can shake a joystick at. If you'd like to get early access to this show's episodes, as well as a bevy of other shows in the Geekade Podcast Network, check out our Patreon, also linked to in the show notes. It helps keep the show running week after week, and all our patrons are loved and appreciated. This show's theme song, Squared Roots, was written by the wonderfully handsome Banjo Guy Ollie. You can learn all about his wonderful music and more by following the link to his YouTube channel, also in the show notes. And finally, as always, we'd like to thank our intrepid editor, Evan, for starting at the base and then moving up the
working his way up gently,
making this show listenable for all you folks. I would like to thank all you folks for listening in the first place. That is it. On behalf of Dan and myself, keep working the shaft.